Hi everyone, today we are going to stitch 5 little embroidered flower wreaths. Can you help me? Hi everyone, Sarah here from Sarah Homfray Embroidery. Welcome to my channel. I've got a really fun little project for you to do today. You can do these individually, you can do them all together if you want to. I have a free PDF download as well. It looks like this. You can jump onto the website on the free stuff page and download that for free, and you've got all the information and all the designs you need to stitch this project. You can see a link to that in the description below this video. Go and click on that to download your free design. So I'm just going to run through my setup very quickly so you know how I'm going to work this project. I've drawn my design onto some cotton, some antique white cotton. I've got a calico cotton backing behind that. I've put that on some stretcher bar frames, and the stretcher bar frames are held in my versatile table clamps. I've got 2 for the camera. You only need one. One's absolutely fine if you're interested in these clamps. So I put my design on with a water erasable pen. I like to use these, so if you can see any you can get rid of it afterwards. And I've just traced it on to my fabric, and I've traced all the designs on. Those designs are on that free PDF for you. You can just trace them directly off there. I'm going to use on DMC Eco Vita range for this, just some really beautiful colours to do some floral patterns in, and all of the colour numbers are on that PDF as well. You can use whatever threads you've got. If you've got stranded cottons, you could use 2 strands or 3 strands. Don't forget just to try a little bit on a spare bit of fabric just to make sure you've got the right number of strands and it suits the size of the design first. So we have detailed videos on all of the stitches I'm going to use in these 5 wreaths. You can find those in playlists at the end of this video in our Stitch Library playlist and our Stitch Sampler playlist. You can check them all out there. I'm also going to add just a little bit of silk ribbon. I'm going to put some bows on these as well just to finish them off. You don't have to do this part if you don't want to, but if you do, silk ribbon's a really beautiful way to do that because the designs are quite small, and this is a beautiful fine ribbon. So I've got some of that as well, and I think that's it. We're all ready to go, so let's do some stitching. So for my first wreath, I've got 5 different stitches. So we've got a simple running stitch around the top here. I'm going to go into a back stitch for my stems and for my leaves here, for my little branches. I've got a satin stitch for the petals of the flowers. I'm going to do detached chains on the end of these stalks here on these little branches, and I'm going to put a French knot in the middle to finish off the flowers. So wreath number 2's got some daisies and some seed heads, so we've just got 4 stitches for this one, a running stitch around the top. I'm going to do some detached chain stitches for the petals of the daisy here. I'm going to do all of the stems in a split stitch, and then I'm going to finish off with some French knots on top of the seed heads and inside the centres of the daisies. Wreath number 3, again the running stitch around the top, and then we're going to come into a back stitch for the stems of these berries, and I'm going to do a fly stitch for the fir tree branches here, and then we've got 2 little pine cones. They're going to be worked in a feather stitch, and then I have got some little granitos, really cute little stitch. They're going to go on the end of here for the berries. So only 3 stitches for wreath number 4, so a little bit of that running stitch around the top there. I'm going to go into the fly stitch for the leaves of the roses, and then the roses themselves are going to be woven wheels. So the last little wreath here, we're going to do this in beautiful blue colours. So running stitch is going to come down this side. I'm going to go into these little flowers, which I'm going to do detached chain. I'm going to fill that detached chain in with a little stitch in the middle so we get some solid petals. And these little leaves I'm going to do in a couple of stitches. So I'm going to do a split stitch down the middle and just put some straight stitches in to make these edges, and then we'll just finish off with some French knots in the centres of the flowers. So don't forget, all of the information on how to make this project is in that free PDF in the description below the video. There's a link to that, the threads I've used, the materials and the equipment and the colours as well, and the stitches. And if you want more detailed videos on those stitches, you can check out our 2 playlists. We've got our stitch library one up here and our stitch sampler one down here. Much more detailed videos, all the stitches in this project. Do go and check those out. If you've enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up. I'll see you next time.